Welcome back. Bit of time since the last update, but I haven't been sitting around. I've been doing a fair bit of work on the front grille support, radiator mount, heat exchanger, all of that on the coupe here. Exciting news as well. Just under 3 weeks I'll be heading off to Sweden to compete in a drag and drive event called Streetweek. 200 cars, anywhere from pro mods, hot rods, street cars, tough streeters. Compete for 5 days of racing at different airfields and then driving in between to the next track. So it should be really good. Going to be a great experience. Martin invited us over there. We first met back in 2016, I think, in Japan. So really looking forward to this. I'll put some footage of his 32 up at the end of this video and sort of give a bit more of an idea of where we're going and how it's going to go. You can see here, this is how I've progressed with this frame that I mentioned in the previous videos. So this is a chromoly tube, sort of a design that I wanted to come up with to keep it all tucked in and close behind the grille shell. I'll fit the grille shell in a minute and you'll see that it almost disappears once it's in there. Was a fair bit of playing around to get it to mount up tight and where I wanted it. Had to machine up all these bungs and threaded mounts. Pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. Once the grille's on there, it almost disappears and I think it really sets it apart. So this will be able to keep the engine running while radiator and heat exchanger is all mounted up if the grille has to come off for any reason. So it just saves draining all the fluids and any of that messing about. It might be a bit hard to tell from this angle, but I've brought the headlights in closer to the grille, another 20mm each side. Much more happier with this look and how tough it looks once it's all assembled. I think it just really sets it apart a bit more. I had to take some fairly big notches out of the grille, but these will be filled back in with a bit of a dish behind them that I'll planish out on the hammer there. So it should look quite nice once it's all assembled. Now that the grille's fitted, you can see that the frame basically disappears. You can't see a whole lot of it. And the heat exchanger is offset by the air filter. So I think it turned out really good. It's how I had it planned basically all along. It was just the execution that took a fair bit of working out and playing around. I'll still run another couple of aluminium blocks so the top of the radiator will actually get mounted to that frame as well and secure the whole lot nice and solid. You'll notice that part I mentioned in the earlier videos where I had to add that spacer in here. Well, because I've taken the headlights back in, I've actually got rid of that again. So we're back to the original plan. So that bend over there will probably be for a rainy day project now. So it's all coming together pretty good, but everything's fluid, you know. Once you move one thing, it changes the next thing and so on. New fabricated aluminium Moroso pan came for the transmission. You can see it's a bit deeper, hold more fluid and look nicer, obviously. Match the fabricated sump on the engine. So this will just give us enough clearance. You can see the new deep pan fitted. Looks better, holds more fluid. We're starting to come a lot lower to the ground now, so we're sitting at about 110mm and minimum for Rego is 100, so we're about perfect. It'll just be slow over speed humps and cautious.
Maybe
came over to Perth for Christmas this year with his wife. So Alan took him around, showed him around a bit. They come over here, checked out my car, had a good time, and then went back and we got talking, and he invited me to come over and join him as a co-pilot for Streetweek. The last time he competed was 2018, so he's fairly excited to get his 32 back out there. I've got some big plans for filming the event. Have a couple of GoPros going over. Martin's got a drone, so hopefully we'll be able to give some short daily updates, and then when I'm back home and edit all the movies, I'll try and make a full video for each day of the event, racing and a few interviews and that, so on a lot of different types of cars. His car runs a small block 350, I think it's out to about 383, and a 671 supercharger, fuel injected, a ladder bar car with a 4L80 transmission, so exact same as what I'll be running, but his is full manualized. As you can see in these videos, we'll be towing his caravan in this event and camping out at the tracks every night after we've completed racing, and then getting up the next morning and continuing on the drive part of it on the streets to the next track and so on. So it's going to be quite the adventure along the way, and hopefully everything goes fairly smooth, but if you've seen anything online about these, usually that's not the way. So there'll be quite a lot of action. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you all in the next one. Cheers.